This is the big time. Didn't you just need that?
Yeah.
That's what we need, Lieutenant. You remember Malden's cartoon of this long, long line of trucks and jeeps and trucks and jeeps and guns and...
It's cold, Shel. We're just starting to heat it.
Oh.
And the guy's blowing his horn, and somebody says, that's what we needed, Lieutenant. The whole Third Army was down in the beachhead.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Fuzz, as Mort always points out, that Lieutenant Fuzz, that's Mort Walker.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine old Mort in charge of prisoners in Italy?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, he was?
That's what he was he never drew anything during the war because he was an officer.
Ah.
And an officer,
Just
as
didn't do it.
Dave Brager found out, can't make a comment. You can't make a joke about Eisenhower or Patton or anybody when you're an officer. But as an enlisted man, you can. But of course, the perks for being a second lieutenant are a lot nicer than being a buck sergeant. Life is much rosier. That's why Dave wanted it. I guess that's why Mort wanted it too. But Mort was in ROTC in college. So he had it going for him.
Oh.
I came out of the ROTC a sergeant. My father was so proud of that thing because that's all he had ever made in the Army. And he became a top sergeant. That meant he didn't have a diploma.
Huh.
Are we recording? We're on, huh?
It's on.
All right, now. I'll do this way. Now, the point of this is that you get a request as a rule from a fan, and you're delighted, you're pleased as punch. But you don't have time to go into it as elaborately as I'm going to now for every request. This happens to be a special one, so you'll see the technique involved. Rather than play around with sketching, the placement is like this. It always works out the same way. Everybody's ears are the same length as their noses. So I'm really building a box. I hope it's picking up, but it will be soon if it hasn't already. This is going to be the Dragon Lady, and although these things have been drawn many times before, they're never the same. No two of them are ever the same. Lush lips that you can see building up here. The secret of drawing women always is every line is curved. There are no straight lines in women. Even their fingernails are curved, as men's fingernails are blunt and sharp to the edges. Dragon Lady's Oriental earrings, these are all trademarks of the kind of character. The high neck to Chinese dress. You can see it building here now. One thing different about this drawing is that I'm going to do it with crayon and color. And then give it quite a different effect. Now, however, I'll go to the brush for the basic outline. Nothing like having a photograph with the bottle closed. Being left-handed, you start the other side of the picture first. Otherwise, you put your hand in it. That's what I meant about the curved line, the soft curved line. These harsh edges will be softened by the crayon in a very few minutes. These are the Oriental eyebrows. The hooded cobra eyelids. The eyelashes out to there. And this is just the line of the mouth, which you cannot do fast. The inscrutable thing, high cheekbones. She's always lean. This is one of the toughest lines in the entire drawing, this chin line, because if if you make it look like Abraham Lincoln, the bets are off. You notice the speed with which this is done in this particular drawing. It's not always that fast, of course, but part of this is just having done it before. Part of it is the fact that once you start to draw, it's better to do it and not piddle around. That's better for me. That isn't always true. Everybody has his own approach. When you make little blotches like that, they're easily cut out with white after the fact. Chinese-looking characters, which mean nothing really, but they do have an Oriental look about them. They probably mean something naughty, but I don't know. So what I don't know may hurt me. Now the inscription for this thing will go down here, and in terms of just drawing, you balance the whole thing on the basis of, this will be the inscription to the person who...
Not on camera. Move it up a little bit.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I can't do both. We've really got to hold it right in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Or,
Just for the,
Yeah.
well, we got the whole drawing. We're
Yeah.
missing the
Even while you were talking about the inscription, the camera wasn't catching it. Was all.
Mhm.
It is now. Yeah.
that's but I mustn't
Right.
move it. I have to remember not to move it out.
And the beauty of it is we can just cut the part where we slid it.
Yes, oh sure.
Right.
Now, this is where the inscription and the signature will go in this drawing. And I'm mentioning all of these things, which are routine, simply because everybody does them differently. And here, on this line, will be the date and the place where it was made. This is for historians, if anybody cares. This will be the Dragon Lady. And then the name of the recipient. And among other things, this changes the whole aspect of it. If it's just a picture of the Dragon Lady, even though it's an original and not inscribed, then it's like signing a blank check. Anybody could buy it or trade it or whatever. When it's made out to this individual, he's much less likely to trade it even in his estate than he would otherwise. And this goes to two different people. Charlie and Joan Roberts, a husband and wife who drove up from Pennsylvania to the Cartoon Museum in Westchester County, New York, and wrote a very nice letter with a check, which I shall send on to the Milt Fund, which is the indigent fund of the Cartoonist Society, and they never have any money. It's always empty. This is the check. Page of the of the National Cartoonist Society.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just leave it there. Yeah, turn it off.
I poured you a cup of coffee, Milt.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't slide
Good.
the board into it. That's what I was telling you.
All right. If they can read that, I guess they can. Color sketch of the dragon. Says,
Those Sharpies, a lot of that.